Turning now to the devastation still being over Irene. In Vermont, the waters are finally receding after Irene triggered some of the most devastating flooding in the state's history, inundating communities, washing out roads, and killing at least 3 people. Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin toured the damage by helicopter. He joins me now by phone. All right, Governor, it sounds like some better news this morning because of the news about the floodwaters receding. What else can you tell us?
Well, we've got a long slog ahead. Irene really whacked us hard from the Massachusetts line all the way up through central Vermont, and we obviously are most devastated by the 3 Vermonters who perished in the floods. We're still looking for a 4th. It's a tragic story of a father and son who were going in to make sure that the water supply for the city of Rutland was all right, and the bank gave away, and the father's body we have found, and we're looking for the son. We have huge loss of property, houses, churches. We have a cemetery wash away, our infrastructure, roads and bridges. But what we're trying to do right now is to get to the communities that have been isolated by roads that have been washed out at both sides of villages to get them the supplies and the attention that they need. So we're up to our ears in alligators, and we're thrilled that the waters have gone down, but we really got whacked hard.
Well, Governor, what do you need now from the federal government, from other governments? Is it helicopters? What is it that you need that you've been asking for and are waiting?
Well, let me just tell you, the federal government gets an A+ from this governor for their response. I spoke with the president last night. He's actively engaged. President Obama has just been an extraordinary partner to us. We have the director of FEMA flying in here today, and they're doing everything they know how to do. Our challenge is that we have small villages accessed by small roads, and we just have a huge amount of infrastructure to rebuild, and that just doesn't happen in 24 hours. So they've been great. They're getting us additional supplies, and we'll be getting into those communities with crops, food, and water, and the supplies that are needed temporarily. We're having some problems getting our electric power lines back up because it's hard for utility trucks to get into some of these communities where roads have been washed out. So we're getting the help we need from the feds, and we're very grateful to the president.
And, Governor, I know these are historic floods, nothing like this that's been seen in the state since the 20s, nearly 100 years ago. Is there more? When you look now in hindsight, are you going to be saying to yourself, okay, we're going to have to change the way if we're going to have hurricanes actually make its way all the way up the Atlantic seaboard like this and devastate New England? Do you have to change some of the ways that you deal with floodplains in your state?
Well, I think there's no doubt about it. I just want to remind you that we went through a dress rehearsal here just 4 months ago. We had the most extraordinary spring flooding that we've had in years, and the federal government came in and helped. But the point is, I am one of the governors who firmly believes that climate change is affecting weather patterns in New England, and that we should use these storms as an example of what lies ahead. And we as a nation, and certainly as a region, will be asking the question as soon as we get through this crisis: how do we better plan how we build our roads, where we build our buildings, where we put our wastewater treatment plants so they're not washing into brooks and then into Lake Champlain? We have huge challenges ahead as we deal with the more extreme changes in weather patterns that clearly are part of the climate change challenge that this planet is facing.
All right, Governor Peter Shumlin, good luck to the state residents in your cleanup, and let us know if you need to send any messages to the rest of the American public about the help that's needed up there.
Well, we deeply appreciate your support.
All right. Thank you, Governor.